Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Today we are going to be flying to KLIC, but I don't know what I did to the iPad. Give me a second. There we go. Alright, now we're not going to file it, but let's see if we can put it on the map. Alright, we got it on the map. So we're going to be passing through KAPA. We're going to be flying to Signy, and then from Signy, that's 7,500 feet, which is going to keep us away from the Bravo shelf. So we're going to be going from KBJC, which is going to be one of our flights this upcoming week. Actually, let's say, I think they were landing from here. All right. So we're going to be going to Signy. This is about a 46-minute flight. So we're going to be eyeing the times and everything. We're going to be doing live weather to KLIC, Lyman Municipal. We did, got a little bit of a haze. Okay. Let's get this all straightened out here. Okay, so we are going to make a flight plan. Okay. Let's just go direct. Okay. Okay, there we go. Signy's going to be about... Okay. Okay, we're on the tower, but we do not have the weather. We do not have the updated, so let's just see what they have. 3002. Okay. 3002. We're going to be climbing to 7,500. It's going to keep us away from everything. Okay. And then our course bug. We're not going to touch that. Let's go with this one. Okay. 142. It says we're going to be going to Signy on 142, but... Okay. 142 after taking off should keep us away. Okay. We're just going to keep an eye out on the map over here. So basically this is... We're going to be flying this way. 143. Whoa. There we go. Okay, we are all Set up. Parking brake off. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Have a left crosswind. Okay. Okay. 55. Okay. Now we do have 10 degrees flaps on since our co-pilot will not let us retract them till like 6,400. So right now we're going to climb as per departure procedures. Climb to 6,000, 6,200, make right turn. After climbing. Okay. Basically, we're climbing VX. We're pitching down. Looking over. We got some good space. Now we are going to be transitioning into our turn. Okay. Climbing still. Flaps up. Let's see if we can retract them. Yes, we can. Okay, climbing at 75. Okay. Okay. Now, right now, visibility is showing to be marginal VFR, 4 statute miles, so doing pretty good. We got pretty good visibility right now, climbing to 7,500, unless otherwise advised by ATC. Okay. We are on track. Okay. All right, staying on that line, climbing to 75. All right, we got some smoke. So what you see below us is all smoky. Smoky, smoky, smoky weather. Okay, it's a pretty hot day too. So our performance is not the greatest. Okay, frequency change approved, Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. Squawk 1015, Golf Sierra Alpha. Nice, nice, nice. Three zero zero two, Golf Sierra Alpha. Alrighty, folks, we have reached 8,500. Okay. We are approximately 20 miles. Our goal is to stay away from that inner shelf, which is to our left. No. See, it's important that we keep 7,500 So that way we don't have all of this craziness. But we're cleared through the Bravo thanks to our co-pilot. We do have traffic to the right. Okay. Could be above us. Okay. Keeping 7,500. Okay. Let's see. How are we looking in here? We're looking pretty good, folks. Looking pretty good. Okay. Traffic is going to be passing us to our right. And then we are going to be entering a airspace ceiling of 10,000 feet. But we are going to adjust away from Signy before we make that turn to KLIC. So once we're going to be about a mile out to the right, so we are going to deflect as we get closer to KAPA. So right here, you'll be able to see it better. So as you can see right here, we're going to be passing KAPA, but we are going to pass out to the right. So it's going to deflect to the left. And I do have ForeFlight pulled up here on my chart. Okay. So we are getting pretty close. So we are going to. Okay. One, 2, 8.45 Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. Denver approach. Oh. Denver approach Golf Sierra Alpha with you. Oh. Continue to 9er 2 Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. All right. Climbing. Full power. We're going to do about a half scale deflection. Still climbing. It's very smoky. Very, very smoky. Okay, let's see what Centennial is reporting. Okay. They also have marginal VFR. They have haze. Visibility is better. 5 statute miles. See, if I cross 7,500. No, I do not. Okay, we're going to have to keep 7,480. I'm going to say right there. That is our shelf. Okay, we're going to trim. Okay. Making sure. approach do we want to... Okay, we're going to do an RNAV GPS runway left traffic 16. Their weather is VFR, so it's going to get clearer as we go to KLIC. 10 statute mile visibility, 29 or 9 or 5. Okay, approaching that deflection. And we have a wind from 07, so we're going to land with a left crosswind on runway 16. 223 to 31 knots crosswind? That's crazy. Alrighty, folks. It's going to be a very bumpy ride, but we're going to do it. Okay, so right now is a pretty good heading. So we are definitely going to pass Cygni on its, depending on what you're looking at it, we're going to be on its right side. Cygni will be to our left, is what our CDI is showing. Let's take a wild look outside real quick. Okay. As we fly over here, the highest point is about 10,000 to our right, but also 7,800. So we are about 7,800 is going to be to our right. Okay, so we're going to do kind of like a little arc. We'll twist 10, turn 10 type of deal. Okay, but we definitely need to make sure that we stay out of class Delta to our left. So we do have Centennial Airport over to our left. Okay, let's pitch up, climb above. Okay, we have a slight tailwind, which is awesome. So we're coming along just fine. Centennial Airport is a little bit behind us to our left. Okay. Centennial is very busy. So basically, once we get to the lake and pass it on our left, we will be able to make that left turn. But right now, we are just making sure we maintain this altitude, folks. Be sure to let your flight attendants know that they're doing incredible. All right, so our aircraft will not be as fancy as this one when we go to KLIC, but we are going to, okay, we're going to get this set up. Okay. Okay. L I Wait, what's going on here? Okay, KL I C. Okay. So once we get a nice deflection over here, I already have. So basically, once we get to Ho-Hum, we can start that left turn, but I mean, we can start our left turn since we're heading out there. Okay. And it is clearing up. Check this out. Check it out. Okay. Okay, so we can start our turn. Now, this area is pretty close to the student training area here in the southwest training area. It's going to be more over Ho-Hum. And as you can see, we have a lot more traffic over here. Okay. Let's keep that 7,500, 7,400. Now, over here, our highest elevation is 7,800 to our right, closer to Signy, since it is closer to the mountains. So now we are just going to be passing. Okay. Now we have a right. Quartering tailwind. All right. We're going to re-pitch down. Okay. Okay. Pulling power slightly to keep those RPMs low. Watching out for traffic. Pitching up. Okay. Okay. Now we can see the lake over there. All right. Now we can start. Basically, once we get to all right, let's start and activate that KLIC. Okay. So this is actually perfect. We stayed away from class Delta, and now we are on our way to KLIC. Now we are going to maintain 7,400. Okay. Okay. We're at 7,400. No autopilot. We are going to be below the class Bravo ceiling, which is 10,000 feet. Then we will be exiting. But we are also currently in a 9,000 foot ceiling, which is not too bad. So definitely below it. Highest obstacle here is 7,400 to our right. So definitely important to stay above that. So we are in very low terrain. Okay. So right now, since we do have the opportunity to climb up, let's climb up to 8,400. Well, let's do it 8,500. Okay. That way we can be 1,000 feet above the highest terrain, and we are below the Class B floor. Got the Pinery, a popular student pilot training ground area. Franktown as well. Okay, still climbing. Okay. Let's keep it VFR real quick using that trim. Okay. We're about 52 miles. Yep, 52 miles. Okay, so we've already crossed 8 miles on a heading of like 090. What is this? Yep, 092. Yep, we'll be turning left a little bit, still climbing, trimming up. Okay, slightly above the horizon. That should be our visual reference for climb. Using a little bit more right rudder since we do have a right quartering tailwind of 1 knot. So we are approaching our 8,500. We have traffic to the right. Scanning. No traffic, but we have left the haze. So let's keep it below 8,500. Okay. Pitch it down. Okay. Once we get to, what is that, Jeff? Once we get to Jeffel, we can start looking at what we have. We do have some precipitation clouds coming up ahead. Okay, once we come into Cleve, once we're at Cleve, we can start prepping for our approach, but we'll have everything pulled up. So let's pitch down. Okay. Okay. Now let's load that approach. Okay. RNAV LPV. Okay. Let's open up KLIC. Procedures. Approach. Okay, so we can come in at Bether. Lalem is Halley. Okay. Halley is further out, so let's go to Bether. Okay. So we should be coming in midfield. Okay. All right, let's stay below. Okay. We will activate it once we get there. Okay, we're at 8,500. Let's reduce that power. Stay in the green. It's a little bit in the white. Okay, so 2,500. There we go. 550 is good. 550 is good. Okay, we're pitching to Yukon. Okay. All right, so right now there is some cloud coverage showing us here at ForeFlight, but there is also traffic to our left on ForeFlight coming towards us on our left a couple of miles out. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. 7,700 is our highest obstacle that we are going to encounter, and then it drops. So we are in a proper altitude. We are still scanning for traffic. So we have some traffic to our right, but that shows us it's not going to be a factor. So Jeffel will be our first GPS point of reference. Then we can activate it. Nice. Whoa, what is that? I'm not gonna lie, I pressed something. Okay, there we go. I don't even know what was going on, but my controls. Okay. Scanning for traffic, Golf Sierra Alpha. Boy! Yeah, do you have us in sight? Okay. Well, he's at 10,000 feet. Okay. He's got us in sight, but that's off to our right, so we're Gucci. Okay. Nice, we're at Kiowa. This is usually my flight. Back when I was a student pilot for my private. Okay. We are still below the shelf of 9,000 feet. That's what we are currently in. So as long as we stay below that, we are A-okay. Okay, the cloud coverage is coming in. Those big, thick, puffy clouds. Once we pass this airspace, we are clear for 10,000 of a ceiling of 10,000. And then once we... Let's get reestablished out here. Okay. And then once we pass Jeffel and we get to Bovey, once we get to Bovey, we will start our approach. So we still have some... Okay. Still have some time to go. Okay, right now we have 34 miles to go at 123. Okay. 120. Okay, about like 15 minutes left. Okay, 15 minutes from now is 49. Okay, so at 49, we should be at KLIC, estimated. 2249 UTC. Okay. Okay. 12035 Golf Sierra Alpha. Good day. Good day. Goodbye. All right, do your thing. Do your thing, bud. right, climbing back to 8,500. So we were below below our altitude. So from high to low, look out below, because we were at a higher pressure altitude. And now we are at a lower pressure altitude. And if we had bad weather, as you could see, we would believe we are 1,000 feet above, but in reality, we are still below 200 feet, 1,000 feet, or 100, 200, 300 feet, you know? So be sure to stay up to date. Denver Center provides you, you know, flight service, flight following. So definitely appreciate that. Okay, climbing still. Let's see, outside air temperature 17 degrees. So over at KLIC, we do have some cloud coverage, but it is still VFR 70 degrees, so it's a little bit cooler out here. Okay. So as we descend 3,000 feet, it should get warmer. Yep. 21 degrees out there. So we're 4 degrees, so dropping 2 degrees every 1,000 feet. Okay, climbing back up there, making sure we climb. We have some airspeed. Alrighty, folks. 125 9 or 5 Golf Sierra Alpha. Good day. Bro, good day, not goodbye. Denver Center, Golf Sierra Alpha with you. 8,500 feet, Golf Sierra Alpha. 2980 Golf Sierra Alpha. Radar contact, Golf Sierra Alpha. Okay. Pitching down, a little power back. Okay. Okay, so 1229 for the CTAF. ASOS 121.125. We're not at Bovie yet. Looking at different airports real quick so that I could pull it up. It's not popping up yet, no problem. Okay. Okay, still 23 miles away. Chance Airstrip. Nice. Okay. KLIC has one active departure. 1 ounce intentions, 10 miles out. We're 15 miles out currently, 20 miles out. It's pretty. We got traffic up ahead on our left, but honestly, we have a ton of traffic leaving KLIC. So we got a lot of pilot activity today. Okay. Okay. Got the approach pulled up. We are going to need to have an inbound course of 343. With course reversal, no PT is not shown, so. But our altitude is a strict 7,500, so 8,200 is our minimum sector altitude, minimum safe altitude in the area, 25 nautical miles out, which we are there, so we can start descending to that altitude. Okay. Okay, so we can start losing some altitude and hold. And then we can't drop below 7,400. Then we can start our descent below 7,000 at DBLA and holding. Once we pass, we can continue our approach. Our decision altitude is 5,624. That is the lowest minimums on this approach. Lyman Municipal is about 15 nautical miles out, so okay. Okay. Start that approach. Okay. To Bether. Okay. Okay, and that's going to be 7,500 feet. Okay. Okay. Okay, we don't even need that part of the screen. Okay. We're on the localizer. Or we're on the course. Not on the localizer. We're on the track. Heading towards Bether, which is an intermediate fix. Indicated approach fix. Instrument approach fix. Okay, 8,200 is our minimum safe altitude. Okay. And then once we get to Bether, it's a flyby point. We're going to start our turn towards .163. Yep, 163, which will be Lawlam. And then after we pass Lawlam, So once we pass Bether, we can start our descent to 7,400. So let's start our descent to 7,500. Okay. Okay. We still have 10 miles till we reach Bether, so gonna reduce airspeed slightly. Okay. Pitching down. Okay. All right. Coming into glide slope range. Okay. Still got 9 miles out. Okay. All right. Lyman traffic, Skyhawk, Golf Sierra Alpha, 8 miles out inbound on the RNAV runway 16, 16 miles 16 miles west of Bether, inbound to runway on the RNAV runway 16, Golf Sierra Alpha. At 7,500. Okay. We're going to be coming into the final approach fix. Okay. Okay. Loving the RNAV. Okay, everything is coming in good. Then we're going to turn to 163. Okay, beautiful. Then we are going to hold 7,500 feet all the way in. Once we pass Bether, we can start our descent. We have 6 nautical miles to reach 7,400. And after, we have 6 nautical miles to reach Lawlam, which is the final approach fix. And after that, we can start our descent down to 7,000 feet. Okay, so we are going to get back up to 7,500. And that's what we are going to hold. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to start that turn here shortly towards 163. Okay. Okay, we're sort of passing it. We're approaching it. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Start that turn. Okay. Gonna hold 7,500. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we are inbound to La Lam. Okay, we have our vertical speed indicator. Okay, still crossing and intercepting. Okay, we are going to hold 7,000. We can hold 7,400 right now. Once we pass La Lam in 4, okay, so we can stay above 7,400, but do not drop below 7,400. Okay, once we pass La Lam, we can start our be configured. Okay, so let's start. So once we pass, we can start configuring the land. Okay, we are just trimming. Okay. Okay. We are now going to follow pattern entry since we are inbound. Lyman traffic Skyhawk Golf Sierra Alpha 2.2 miles 5 nautical miles on final at 7,400 feet inbound to land on the RNAV runway 16 Golf Sierra Alpha. Horrible. Okay, approaching guide slope. Okay. Then our altitude will be 7,000 feet till DBLA. Once we pass DBLA, we can start descending down to 5,602. Let's just put that in there. 5,300. And then we hold that till we have the runway in sight. Okay. It's a little bit to our right. We veered off a little bit off course. Okay, La Lam. We are approaching La Lam. Okay. Fully deflected. It's no good. Okay. Getting back. Okay, getting established. Pulling power. Needles alive. Turning back on. Okay. Descending down to 7,000. First notch of flaps. Keeping it all visual here. Okay. Now we are past Dibla. So we can start descending now to our minimums. Okay. We are at 17,000. Okay. Applying second notch of flaps, pitching down to 75. Okay. Okay. Okay, catching up to our diamond. Okay. Okay. Small corrections. Currently we have a good descent. Let's go full flaps. Okay, we are 3 nautical miles. Okay, our visual decision point is 2.1 miles away. Okay, getting back on the course. 65 is pretty good. Okay, diamonds above us, getting established back. Okay, we've got a strong left crosswind. Okay, approaching minimums, getting that diamond back. Okay, getting that diamond back. Okay, getting that line back. Okay, so right here is where we have a visual descent point. Okay, runway is in sight. Okay, switching to visual. Okay. So yeah, we have a strong left crosswind. Okay. Okay. 2 white, 2 red. Okay. Now we are going to apply a left crosswind component once we come in. Okay. Right rudder, left aileron. Okay. Pitching down. Okay. Reducing power. Pitching for airspeed. We are 2 white, 2 red. We're good. Okay. Pull in power. Okay. 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 All right. Let's taxi on off. Let's mosey on out. Man, that was a strong left crosswind. What was that at? It's like 21. Alrighty, folks. We made it on down. Okay. Yeah, we've come down to Lyman before. Okay. Skyhawk Golf Sierra Alpha. Taxing off of runway 16 towards, taxing towards FBO Golf Sierra Alpha. Golf Sierra, Lyman traffic, Lyman traffic, Skyhawk Golf Sierra Alpha, clear of runway 16, taxing towards EFBO on the parking taxiway, Golf Sierra Alpha. Pay attention. Okay. Alrighty, folks. What's going on here? All right, well, Mr. Co-pilot over here is not cooperating very well. So we should have just continued forward towards 3-4 and landed longer. Main. Alrighty, folks. Well, that was our flight for today. It's 5:08. We have gym at 6:30. Got lunch, dinner right now. I don't know. I got the brakes I got to do on my car. Guess, what could we do? It's kind of it, because if we go back to KBJC, it's going to be another hour. So that's it, folks. thank you for joining me here today. Appreciate you. And join me for the next one on another, real a real flight here tomorrow. So stay tuned. We are going to be flying down to you know what? Let's go down to KLIC. We'll go down to Lyman Municipal, and we will fly a mock RNAV, check the wind, see where they're coming from. Honestly, I think we should have landed runway, 3-2? What was that other runway? Yeah, 3-4. So we should have landed runway 3-4, but you know what? That worked out pretty well. Not going to lie. Just they have strong winds out here right now, especially with the smoke and the smog. So we're going to go from KBJC tomorrow down to Sydney, stay away from Class Delta, and go over to KLIC. And we'll request some flight following to keep us safe. Watch out for traffic. KAPA is a very busy airport, and so is KBJC. Honestly, all the airports around Colorado right now in the metro area are pretty busy. So is KCFO, which is Colorado Spaceport. And yeah, aside from that, we're doing pretty good. Greeley's looking pretty empty right now at 5:10. But yeah, we're going to be doing an evening flight, so we're going to be coming in and landing. Let's do a quick short field takeoff. Okay, yeah. So Greeley is going to be a very nice option. See if we have enough runway. Got a nice soft field. Let's pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Gonna rotate. 55 is rotation speed for 10 degrees soft field. Nice. Pitching up. Flaps up. Pitching up. Keeping that 65. But yeah. Greeley's looking pretty good, but it is not more than 55. Actually, I just remembered. We need to update that flight, so we need to clone this. Okay, so we're going to copy that, but we're going to do that from Centennial. And now that's 58 miles. So, yeah, Lyman is over 50 nautical miles straight. So we'll just fly out from Centennial straight over here to Lyman because... Making my way downtown, landing short, making short final here on the wind. Do 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 do. Okay. Whoa. Okay, let's get closer. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, clean it up. Let's make it heavy. Mosey on down. All right, let's put that on the flight and let's see what that looks like on the map. So KAPA direct to KLIC is 58 nautical miles, which is perfect. That is cross-country requirement. So we'll just do a visual approach for the RNAV requested on Denver Center, flight following. and see if they're not too busy. If we get lucky, we might be able to get to Class Bravo and be at 8,500 feet the whole time. Okay. All right, so let's get on clear. Dang, they got all the firefighters in here. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Let's put that parking brake. Avionics master switch. Make sure idle shut off. All right, 54 minutes. Not too bad. Our flight from KAPA to KLIC is actually going to be shorter. It's going to be 31 minutes. So this will be an hour flight over at KAPA. So next time, tomorrow before we fly it, we'll book it. That's already booked. We will do a mock flight here before we head out. Then we will do the whole pre-flight checklist, check for fuel, go over whatever needs to be gone over, make sure this iPad is charged up along with our Sentry. But aside from that, we are all set. Let's see, what do we have on here? But yeah, this will be good. What is this? Okay. Alrighty, folks. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in the